this is the condition, and this will come later to change the value of k, correct? So this is for this one, whether you are having the same answer or not. Answers, please. Whether you people got this type of answer or not.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. And what about the other one where we were having this
Ma'am,
sort of figure? Yes.
one thing I like to ask, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, for such types of like we have to print such thing, so can we use break and use two conditions? Break.
Yes, you can. You can. You can. No problem. This is one way. Other way is using if condition here and a break here. And here you will write if j is less than equal to 4, that k plus plus, and break, else k minus minus. That way also it can be done.
So, column less than equal to row logic is also right here, ma'am.
Yeah, that will also work. So this one, so what about this one? We had taken, I think, this many rows. Yeah. So what's the condition in this? J is greater than equal to 5 minus k, and j is less than equal to 3 plus k. And again, in the for loop, I is less than equal to 4 k plus plus, else k minus minus. Correct? Sorry, here it will be a colon, not semicolon. So it is a colon, right? So this is for this one. Okay. So this way you have to practice as many questions as you can. If you have any doubt, then we will discuss. Okay. Next topic that we have to study is about the function. And in function, why we require function first of all. So we have the following reasons. Just read them once. Then we will understand what is function and how it works. I will take a pause for 30 seconds. Read these 4 sections. Statement 1. First one is say this is the size. 4. First of all, we have to. Is it clear now? I said that I will send the syllabus to you people through your CR. Whatever I have covered till functions will be there in your mid semester. Okay? Yeah. So, out of these 4, we will discuss them one by one. First of all, we will write one function, try to understand it, what it is doing, and then we will talk about this one. Okay. So, we have, say, I write one block of code if I am writing int a b
Previous slide, please, ma'am.
previous. This one I will come to this back. Don't worry about this. Then printf enter A and B, scanf %t, %t, and A and B. C is equal to A plus B. Printf sum is %d, comma C, and this. What does this mean? What is this? Is it a program? No, it is not a program. It is a block of a program. We all know whatever is included in a curly bracket is said to be a block of a program. One block of a program. Okay. Say, you know what this program is doing, right? This block is doing. I have another block, say int a, then printf, enter value of a, scanf, %d, and a. If a %2 is equal to 0, then printf, what it will print? Even. Else what it will print? Odd. Right? What this block is doing? This block is finding out even and odd numbers. Okay? Say there is a requirement of repeating this block, which is adding two numbers multiple times in the program. For example, you might have seen when you write a program, how many times you use printf statement? How many times? Multiple times you use? Maybe 5 times, maybe 10 times, maybe 15 times. It is up to you. You repeat it again and again as per your requirement. Similarly, think about that this block is required to be repeated in a program multiple times. So one way is to write this block again and again. Other way is to write it once and give this block some name. For example, I am giving a name add. Right now, I am not talking about arguments. I will come to arguments. So those who know arguments, please be patient for the time being. And here I am writing is even. This is the name. Okay. It is in continuation, no space in between. So I am giving these two names, or simply you can write even also. Okay. So I have defined one block with the name add, one block with the name even, and now I can repeat these two blocks as many times I want. Okay, how to repeat it? There should be somebody who will repeat it. How to do it? So for that we have to write one main program. What I have done, this is a main program. Don't worry about return 0 here. Okay, I have a main program. What I am doing? I am saying please use this function. Please use this function. Please use this function, then this function. What it means, as soon as you write, your program will say, okay, you want to use add, it will go over here. And it will start executing this till this point. As soon as you execute, it will go back to the next step. As soon as it sees even, okay, then it will go to even. As soon as you complete the block, it will go back to the next statement. Again add. Okay. It will go to add again. As soon as it completes, it go to even and so on. Correct? Similarly, it is just similar to whatever you do using printf statement. As soon as you write the printf statement, it goes to the definition of printf. Printf is again a program, but it is already written in the compiler. So it goes to that program, executes say 200 statements in printf, and then it comes back. Okay. Same way, instead of already existing defined functions, you can define your own function. So now here we can understand what is a function. Basically, function is a block of code which is required multiple times in a program. So what we do, we write it once, store it in the program, and then we call it as many times as we require. Okay, it is exactly the same way as the functions which are already defined in your compiler. So based on that, we have two types of functions. First of all, the first point, it improves the readability of code. Yes, it will improve because now the main function will only have the function call. Rest of the program is written somewhere else. So if first thing is readability will increase. Second thing, reusability. You can use this function as many times as you want, right? Third point says debugging of code is required. Is would be easier. How so? If there is a mistake in this part, you can easily find out. If there is a mistake in this part, you can easily find out. If there is a mistake in this part, you can easily find out because these are small programs only. But if it is a program of say 1,000 lines, then debugging is difficult. So what you have to do, you just give input to add program or you just invoke add program and check whether it is giving the correct result or not. If not, then there is a mistake in this. If this one is giving wrong answer, then there is a mistake in this. So it can be easily done. But if it is a 2000 line program, then it won't be easy to find out whether add block is making a mistake or even block is making a mistake or anything else is making a mistake, right? So this also helps us. Then finally, obviously, it reduces the size of the code. Then when we talk about the functions, then we have user defined functions which we define. Okay, and another one is already the standard functions, library functions or the standard functions which are there in the already compiler is having these functions. Okay, so here when we are talking about this function, we are talking about user defined function, not already existing functions, right? Now, when we talk about a function, what are important things about a function? This is predefined functions like puts, gets, printf, scanf, and this is user-defined function that you will be writing. Okay, printf is a function which is defined in stdio.h. We all know this thing, so that's why we have to include stdio.h whenever you want to use printf. If you want to include it, then it will show an error. Okay, so first of all, what are the importance or what is the syntax of the function? First of all, read these things. I will take a pause, then we will discuss this one. I will take a pause for 30 seconds. Okay, so I hope you all have read it. Here we are talking about whenever we define one function. As if you might have seen, I wrote add and then a bracket. Basically, this is not the proper way of writing a program function. First of all, you have to define the return type. This is the data type of the value that you will be returning to the main program at the last. You will be returning some value to the main program. Say this is the main program. So which type of value you will be returning, that you have to define there. Whether it is integer type or data type or float data type or char type, you have to define. So you have to write int here. Then a space, then the name of the function as we have written add here, and then in bracket we have the argument list. So what is argument list? Argument list is something that you are demanding from the main program. So you are demanding something from the main program. Like for example, uh, you want some value from main program on which you want to uh, execute some code and then return the value. I will explain what is argument. So we call them as arguments, right? And then you have to write the block of the code, whatever you want to execute. At the last, you have to return some value and then the main program. This is the actual way of writing the function. But function writing requires three things. One is function declaration. Second is function definition. And third thing is function call. What is the difference between the three? Function definition is where you are writing the function. Function call means where you are calling the function by its name in the main program. And declaration is required before the main program, which says that yes, I will be using one function which the definition of which is given somewhere in the somewhere below. Okay, so these things, what these three things mean, I will explain one by one. But before that, we will talk about four types of functions. First one is takes nothing, return nothing. Second one is takes something, return nothing. Third one is takes nothing, return something. And last one is takes something, return nothing. Okay, we have these four. So when we have these four, we will talk about them one by one. For example, I am having a main program simply. And what happened? There's some question. Uh, Sorry, something. It should be something. Yeah, now it is correct. I have a simple program where I am writing add, say intent, or simply I write add here. Wait, I will explain you. Here I am defining add int a comma b comma c. I am demanding the value from the user. Say I am having this program. In this program, as you can see, in the main program, we are just calling the function. This is known as function call. When you ask your main program to go to function, this is known as function call, right? So you write the name of the function and simply the argument. So in this case, no arguments are to be sent from the main program to this program, right? So these two are blank. So because no arguments are sent, what does it mean will be clear in a moment. And then we are executing this function and we are coming back to the main program. Okay, here we are not sending any value from this function also to the main program. So this type of program is known as takes nothing, return nothing, because it is not taking anything from main program and it is not returning also anything to the main program. Now what we can do, we can write another version of the same program. What I have done in this case, the value of A and B are asked from the user in the main program. A and B are stored here in the main program. Now, main program is giving these two values as arguments in the function. Now, these arguments are accepted as it is in the function. So now you have to take care that even if the variable names are different in the main program and the function doesn't matter, it just takes them in the order in which they are written. A comma B. So first value will go to first variable, second value will go to second variable. And here we have to define the data type of the argument as well. Okay. So here we have taken it as int x and int y, and int z is declared. Here we have taken the value of z and printed the value of z. So here you can see it is taking something from the main program. This is the something. Okay, and it is not returning anything, it is not giving anything as output to the main program. So that's why we say that it is not returning anything. Okay, but taking something. So this is second type. Now I will write a third version of the same program.
Ma'am,
Yes.
I'm here when you're writing the second and then integer x value is a only.
Yeah, it is
Then
A.
what was the purpose of adding it again? We have already added it.
No, we have not added it. We are sending this value to add. But where is add? As soon as you come to this statement, this control of your program goes over here. Is it clear? I will explain you this concept. Wait a moment. There is some question in the. Yeah, we can do type conversion. We will talk about type conversion as well. Wait. So let me explain this concept where you stuck. Say we have a RAM, right? As soon as we go to the main this statement, a space is given to the main program in the RAM. Uh, Main program comes to RAM, right? As soon as you write any other function name, then a separate memory will be assigned to this function, that is add. So control is now not with the main, it is with the add. Now you have what you have sent. You have sent two values to add only, that is x and y. Now control is with add. Once this is executed, automatically this memory is released and the control goes back to main. So when you're writing add A and B, it won't automatically add the value. It will go to add function, and add function will add the two values for you. It can't do it automatically. Just writing add won't give you the result. Okay. I hope this answers your question. You still have it out? Then you can ask. So I will write the third version till that time.
But ma'am, to do so in a shorter way, we could directly write sum is equal to a plus b.
Yeah, we can write. This function I have written just to explain it, but functions are not that simple. Mostly complex parts are written as function and they are called multiple times. If you see the already library functions, then you will find that there are 500 statement long or 1000 statement long as well. But you only use the name of the function and it is done. Okay, so it reduces the size of your program. That's it.
Got it, ma'am. So ma'am, we can use add for everything, na? Multiplication, division, subtraction.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you want to say that add name can be anything. You can write your name as well as the name of the function. Okay, I can write a function named Poonam and something is written over here, right? And I can call it over here. So it function name can be anything. It is up to you.
Okay, got it, ma'am.
In this program, if you see, It is of the third type, takes nothing, returns something. So it is not taking anything from the main program. So you are not giving anything in the argument, right? But it is returning something. What it is returning? It is returning the value of C. And what type of C is? C is of type integer. So that's why while defining the function, I have written int, then add. What this represents? This represents the data type of C, what you are returning. So if you remember, we had written here, where is that definition? Here. If you see, it is return type space function name. So we are using that thing here only. So int space add will be there, right? And what it is doing, it is returning the value of C to the main program. Here you are receiving it as C from the add, and then you are printing the value of C in the main program. So this is of the third type. This is type 3. And similarly, fourth one will be a combination of these two. So I will write it over here. It is not having proper space, so I will write it over here. Okay. I will erase this figure. I don't want to write it on next page. So as for comparison. So here how we will be writing main, we have to give something. Huh? So it will be int A, B, C here. Printf, enter A and B. Scanf, percentage D, and A and B. Then C is equal to add A comma B, then printf percentage D comma C and close. Okay, and in the function it will be add, it will be returning a value. So basically function is written here, add int x comma int y, int z, z is equal to x plus y, and return z. So whatever you will return in z will is of integer type, and where this value will go, this value will go to C. Why? Because we have written C is equal to add A plus B. So it will go in C. And where we have to define the declaration, function call, and definition. So function declaration. Second is function definition. And third one is function call. Function declaration is like, for example, if you are writing one letter to your friend, and in that letter you are using some secret codes. Okay, you are sending some codes related to your program. Okay, you have written one program, but you don't want to send that program as somebody else may misuse it or something like that. So you are sending that code for that program also. So if you send that program to your friend and you have not sent that code, what will happen? Your friend will not know that there is some secret code as well. So whatever program you have sent, he or she will start executing it. But in the secret code, what you have done, you have made a changes in a few statement. So what you are sending is not the correct program. There's some changes are to be done according to the secret code, correct? So one way is to send the secret code first and then you send that program to your friend. One way is that one. Other one is when you're sending the code, you say to your friend, I will be sending the secret code sometime later. Okay, but it means that your friend will wait till the time you receive that code, secret code. Correct? So this is for the information of your friend. So function declaration is something like that only. Say if I am writing a function for add, simply, and here I am writing int a comma b comma c, enter sorry, printf, enter a and b, then scanf, percentage d, and a and b. Okay, and you are writing c is equal to a plus b, and then you are returning the value of c, say. So you have written this function first, and here you are writing main int int main, and no arguments are. Why there are no arguments in main? Because your C programming always starts with main. So main is not going to borrow any argument from somewhere. So always you might have written blank brackets over here because no arguments are required in this case. Okay, so main, then int c is equal to add, simply printf c. So here you can see this, whatever you have written about the add function is known as the function definition. When you're calling this function in the main program, then it is known as function call. Okay. And third thing, function declaration. In this case, it is not required because you have defined the function first and then you are using it in the main program. But if you are doing the reverse of this thing, then your main program doesn't know the meaning of add. So it will show an error. So how to remove this error? I'm writing the same program function here. Okay, the same one here from here. Okay, so how to remove this problem? So for that, what we do, we declare this function here that I will be using a function named add, which return type is int, and no arguments will be required in this case. But here when you declare it, you have to put a semicolon here. But when you define it, no semicolon will be used after add. You won't use a semicolon here. No, it won't be used. Okay, but when you declare it, that time semicolon will be required. Okay, so this states to the program that yes, there will be one function which is defined after main function, which is used in this program. Okay, so this is an intimation, pre-intimation rather we can say. So now I think that all the three things are clear to everybody. What is function declaration, definition, and function call. So if we go to the next slide, This is a simple program where we are taking the two numbers and see here we have defined the function first and then we have used that function in the main program. Here, read these things.
Ma'am, please go to the previous slide.
Here you can see this is the function call. And this is the function definition. Okay. In this case, function declaration is not used because we have defined the function before the main program. Okay, now
Um,
read this.
ma'am,
Yes?
in the previous program, in the second line,
Yes.
ma'am, after int addition, there should be semicolon, no?
Where? In this program?
Yes, ma'am, in the second line, int addition, int num1, num2, that line.
In some, here you are saying?
Second line, yes, ma'am.
In some. Yeah. So what you are saying?
No, ma'am, int addition, that thing.
In addition. Why addition? This one you are saying?
Yes, ma'am.
No, it is function definition, beta. Here semicolon won't be used. You have defined the function itself before the main program. So here semicolon is not required. If you are writing this function after main, for example, you are writing here this definition, this complete block is after this, here, after this. Okay, then you have to define it over here. That time you will write like this. That time you will write like this, but in that case this block won't be here. This block is for the function definition, so this block will be after the main program. Here it will be one where I have written after the end of the curly bracket of the main program. You will write that one. Okay, means the
Okay.
next statement. Okay, read these four statements. Write it. These are very simple points. First point says that bean is also a function. Yes, we know that it is a function. That's why we are giving the brackets for arguments. Second, at least one function should always be there. Bean should always be there. Then only execution will be done. Always the execution starts with bean only. You can use as many functions as you want. You can create as many functions as you want. There is no limit for that. And we will talk about recursion later when we will come to that point. This thing already I have explained. You read it once and then we will go to the next slide. You are having some query. When function is returning something, then it is. Yes. Because we are not returning anything when you are using int main. You are not returning anything to anybody. That's why you are writing return 0 in the main. Actually, if you go to Turbo C, we used to have void main only instead of int main, and in that case, return was not at all required. Now in the these other compilers, it is not taking void main, so that's why when you're using it as int main, you have to write return 0. Read these statements and then we will move to the next slide. This thing is already clear. Okay. This thing also we have discussed. Function definition I have explained. In function definition, semicolon won't be there. Here you can see, here we have all the three things. This is basically function declaration. Here, this one is the function call. And this one is the function definition. This whole block is the function definition. And one thing I slipped while explaining, that when you are writing the function declaration, no need of writing the variable names, just write the data types here. Okay, variable names won't be there, just write the data types here. So this is function declaration. Why we have done this thing? In this case, you can see that we have defined this function after the closure of main program or the main function. So that's why we have to declare in this program that we are using one maximum which is declared something later, which is defined something somewhere later after the main program. So that's why this statement is required here. But if you're writing this function over here, then there is no need of function declaration. And here you can see semicolon is present here, but no semicolon is present here. There's one question in the chat box. Let me check. I will come to return one, Atharva. It has some other meaning. I will come to it. Give me some time. Let me explain this part first, then we will talk about declare one. Yes, above one is the function declaration. First one is the function declaration. Okay, so this adds the basic concept about the function. So try to solve as many function programs as you can. In the next class, we will discuss few more programs related to function declaration, user defined functions, and we will talk about the storage classes as well. Okay, so I will close the meeting here itself. Yes, for before loops, I will set the PPTs.
Ma'am,
Yeah,
what is the syllabus for midsem?
for midsem till functions.